All right, gang. So this is our video for announcing the winner for the fall contest. So we pretty much doubled our entrants from when I extended it, which was good. So we ended up with 6 entrants overall. And the purpose of the fall contest was to build upon the 24-hour patrol kit concept and to utilize it in the creation of an observation post or listening post, for utilizing that gear and to pretty much put to get out and actually put practice into it, to practice these skills, which I'm a firm believer in, as you guys know. So the main goals, and I have this pulled up here, so hold on a moment here. So the whole idea was the scenario heading into fall in the United States, and 6 months of a grid down situation that has us in turmoil, so on and so forth. The idea here is that you have been tasked to recon the border of a neighboring property that has recently had issues with poachers, possible squatters, etc., etc. The goal is to set up an observation post and man it for 24 hours and observe and take notes and relay that information to your mutual assistance group as to what you may find. There's four parts to this contest that need to be included in your submission. Part 1 was present yourself ready to step off. That would include putting on your kit, doing the full 360 so everyone can see everything that you have, performing a bolt check to confirm that you have a functioning firearm, and also jumping up and down to make sure that there's nothing loose or rattling. So those are all extremely important things. Part 2 was constructing your observation post and show yourself occupying it. This was big. Plain and simple, constructing that OP is a way of, blending into your terrain, but yet you still having visibility out to what it is that you're looking over, so on and so forth. Observation posts require certain kinds of gear, obviously, for being able to stand watch over something. I had listed binoculars, spotting scope, night vision, thermal imagers, etc., etc. Radios, cameras, notebooks, maps, perimeter security, egress routes, and more. I asked that you did a walk around of your observation post showing how you built it, your observation equipment, and showing a perimeter security measure that you've taken. Those were big also. Once again, it was the actual doing it, not just making it up or talking about it, but actually doing it and to see how it works, because the whole goal of this was to learn from it. So walk around, construct the OP, perimeter alarm, observation gear, all that good stuff, occupying it, put together and send a salute or a status report. This was important too, because it's how you relay that information, right? A couple of you guys actually did both of those things, which I thought was great. And we'll get into that in a moment as to why that stood out. So those, and then an after action report of some kind. That was important too, because this is how we learn. This is how we get better. This is how we improve in our skill sets and our experience going out and doing it. There was definitely extra things I was looking for. We were looking for the overall camo effectiveness, just your overall creativity, which is, there's no end to that, obviously. A lot of it depends on your situation, your surroundings, your experience level, what you're trying to accomplish. Demonstration of the security measure. So the main thing that we were looking for was that you had a security measure with you, but demonstrating it was even better. And then another thing, that extra thing that we were looking for, was that you actually stayed out overnight in your observation post. So that was a biggie to us, was even though it wasn't actually part of it, we truly wanted to see who was actually going to do it, who was going to not just go out and film a video, but actually go out and do the whole thing. That's just, it's huge, absolutely huge. So I'm going to announce our runner-up first. In our runner-up, your prize for our runner-up is going to be a shooting rest bag from One Tigress. So that is what the runner-up is going to get. This is what it looks like in person. So that's your shooting bag. I am going to send you out an empty one. You just have to fill it is all. So that is going to our runner-up. And our runner-up for this is Getting By Preparedness. He did his video on Rumble, which kudos to you for going to Rumble. And he, an older guy, which I appreciated that. He was very methodical in the ways that he did things. He took a lot of time explaining why he did certain things. So even while out in the field, when he was at the site that he selected for his observation post, he went into good detail as to why he selected that spot, why he felt that that spot was going to be superior to others, and what he was looking for. He pointed it out. Like, you could tell he's done his area survey where he knows where folks are gonna want to come in at, the different avenues of approach, and he made sure that he had those avenues covered, which was fantastic. He definitely showed that he understood what he was doing. I have a feeling it wasn't his first rodeo, so that was good. I like how he situated himself at a high point for a bit of an advantage there. Once again, he did a good job of explaining his site, so that was good. He stayed the night, and which was huge. Stayed the night and talked about what he saw or heard overnight, and that was very important for that. He had a great perimeter alarm setup going with that. He did a salute report. He had a good after action report. He did his after action report as he was walking out, pointing things out, talking about things that he could have done better, things that went right, so on and so forth. So that was really good. Cons for him, there wasn't a whole lot of cons. It could have been cleaner, obviously. When he did his 360 presentation, there was a lot of stuff just hanging off of his pack. And I know why. Like, I get it. Believe me, I get why. But yeah, that little things like that, like, so some cleanup work there would have been awesome. But that was huge. But he achieved everything that we were looking for. So that, to me, was a win right there. So I like the job that he did. That was really nice. I think something else that stood out to me was the observation post, the way that you had it set up, where you kind of, unless you were in a two-man team possibly, but being by yourself, you really had a huge blind spot. So you really only had that initial view out through the front where you had that extra camo tarp covering, and then you had the whole side that was nice and wide open for being able to view out of, but you were completely blind on the other side. So that just stood out to me, was all. So we had that. So anyways, that was our runner-up. And our winner for the fall contest was a relative newcomer that I've had the pleasure of getting to know through our Telegram channel, is Modern Minuteman Striker 11B. So kudos to you for being the winner of the contest. That was, I believe you are retired U.S. Army, if I remember right. And you can tell through your video that you have been there, done that. You have learned from mistakes in the field and put best practices to use. I thought that you, like the runner-up, you used a high point to your advantage. You did both a status report and a salute report for your comms. You showed using night vision at night, which was big. That I appreciated that, because you showed utilizing technology in a nighttime scenario. You stayed overnight, which was once again huge. You even did periodic checks throughout the night, and you actually even showed on your phone, I think it was, that you know what time it was. So that was just great to see. You also did a phenomenal job with explaining why you did things a certain way, and it all made sense for your scenario. And you actually had a real scenario, which I thought was great, where you had gunshots happen out across the river, and that was something that you were able to report. And so to actually have action was, I thought that was huge. That was cool. I appreciated that. You had a really nice. Once again, you explained really well why you chose your LP where you did, and you also, I think you were the only person to talk about egress routes. That you had 2 egress routes from your OP that you had picked out ahead of time in case you got bounced. You did good on that. That right there, that stood out huge. That was good because I don't think anyone else did that. You did your perimeter alarms, which was good. You did a really good job on that. That was really creative, actually, the way that you hid those. That was good. Some of the cons that you had were basic stuff, but it was cool because you fixed all of this in your after action report. When you did your 360, you had the black stuck out on your rifle, your sling, your shovel, and your knife. Like the black stuck out like a sore thumb. Your observation post camo, the poncho or tarp that you laid over top of you, even if it was just a camo, or if you maybe hit it with some spray paint, that would have made a big difference on that. So there was a little bit to be desired there, but that's easily fixable, and you stated as such. You didn't show your full OP build, as far as you didn't show any process of building it, but you explained it in great detail from your after action report, because there were some lessons that you had learned in that. And you had fixed things, like you had an issue with your shovel during your outing, so you fixed that by buying a more proper shovel. Same thing with the headlamp. You talked about that. You talked about the compass and the handle of the shovel that you were using. That was big. So those are our winners. So our winner is Modern Minuteman Striker 11B, and our runner-up is Getting By Preparedness. So kudos to the older guys. What do they say? Don't something about fear the old man playing a young man's game. Those guys have been around a while. They know a thing or two, and it showed, which was huge. So you guys who also submitted videos, there's a lot to be learned from those 2 guys. Their videos will be down below, so you guys can check them out. They did a phenomenal job. And the way I looked at it when I was all done reviewing all the videos, and I kind of looked at it, and I'm like, you know what? If you pitted all these guys against each other, and you had guys, you know, where let's say you were playing Opfer against these guys, these 2 guys would win, I think. And at the end of the day, because everyone had great videos, everyone did a great job, but at the end of the day, these were the 2 guys where I was like, you know what? Out of the 6 guys, these are the 2 guys who are walking out of this. So I thought that was good. So anyways, that's all I got. Thank you guys for participating. I appreciate it. I think everybody, in fact, you guys all mentioned that you guys all learned stuff from this, and that was the whole point, was to learn. So you're all winners in that aspect. You all did more for doing this than the bulk of the people who are putting videos out or talking about it or in chat rooms or whatever. You're actually out doing. So you're like that 10% of guys out there who are putting in the work, and putting in the work is going to pay off for you big time. So that's all I got. Stay tuned we will do another contest for winter. It is going to be like a Red Dawn theme. So if you haven't seen Red Dawn, don't watch the new one. That one sucks. Watch the old one, the Patrick Swayze one. If you haven't watched that in a while, watch it. Because there will be some things out of there that I am going to look for. So it'll be fun. It'll be cool. And practice that iconic Wolverine's pose. because that's going to be part of the contest. So anyways, that's all I got, guys. That's it. Both of you guys go ahead and message me and at my email address right there, and give me your preferred shipping information, and I will get your prizes shipped out to you next week. So Striker 11B, you're getting the chest rig, and getting by preparedness, you're going to get the shooting bag. So that's it. So you guys be good, keep getting out there, and we'll chat with you soon. Later.